Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is, I got to mess with this again. Today is Thursday, July 18th, 2024. I, of course, am with Originator Success here with your daily rate lock conversation. The only place on the web you get to join me live each and every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on Facebook and on YouTube. Talk about what's going on with rates and pricing. I know it's a boring conversation, but we'll get for a little while. If you're here live, say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Either don't forget to smash that like button, tag an LO friend, share us in a group. Remember, you can go ahead and sign up for our free email lock advice, www.ratelockadvice.com. You can also use this cool QR code, sign up with your phone. You could also sign up for our text alerts, www.ratetextalerts.com. $7 a month protects your pipeline. You can get a live reminder. If you'd like to be reminded when I'm going live, I send out a quick text message right before I go live. So if you don't want to depend on the social channels to remind you that I'm here, you want to just get a quick notification and remember to join me, go ahead and jump on the text reminder list. Last but not least, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Find out how we help you get loans from Google and social media. Let's go ahead and say hi to the live folks, see who we got here this morning. And, I wish I could scroll on that. I'll have to do it this way. All right. Good morning, Bobby Jones. Good morning, Tim Klyla, Mike Morano. Happy Friday Eve. Yeah, when things are boring like this, you almost want to push through the week. Amy Blauser, great to see you. Mallory Fotiadis, good morning. Kenny Rivard, Demaine Johnson, Megan Lindberg, Tina Brumond, Mark Clark, Jocelyn Scotch. Good morning, all. To have you here. If you guys are here, if you're here this morning, I didn't say hello to you, like Ms. Bobby Searson, say hello, and I will say hello to you. So good morning, Ms. Bobby Searson. Great to have you here as well. All right, everybody, what do we got going on this morning? It is very much the same thing that we've had happening, and I told you this is going to continue to be the case. Let's see. I have to share the screen. They changed the format on this, so I'm playing around with it a little bit. And let's see, we're doing this and doing this. All right. Ooh, can I reverse those? I want to reverse those. How do I reverse those? Oh, look at that. All right. All I have to do is just swing it around. There you go. And what if I want to make this? Ooh, I can make that full screen. Okay. I'm playing around with it a little bit, getting used to this. Anyway, this morning, mortgage-backed securities down 6 basis. That's actually a big deal. Let's go on the 2-day chart. Yesterday, after bonds came out around 10 a.m., they were same level, a few basis points lower. They improved through the afternoon. This morning, we lost a little bit of that through overnight pricing. We could go ahead and blame the European Central Bank for that if we want. The ECB keeps their rates unchanged, which is what was actually expected. But it's this part, the offers no guidance on the next move. That's what's actually more of a big deal because markets were looking to see a little bit about what was going on. But anyway, mortgage bonds down a few basis points on the day. 10-year treasury yield 4.18, very much 0.19 right now. It'll fall back, but very much flat, like we have seen. And that's what I've said, many, many, many times. We're going to continue to tread water. We're going to tread water into next week. We'll see a little bit of ebb and flow, but rate sheet's really not moving much. There's just a little bit here and a little bit there. Right now, if you look at the lock advice, go ahead and cautiously float anything closing in the next 15 days, but don't be afraid to lock it, especially if you get like a reprice better in the afternoon, or if you see a rate sheet that's a little bit better. Don't be afraid to lock those because we're really not going to see any big moves until the Fed meeting July 31st. And more importantly, Fed Chair Jerome Powell's press conference right after that. A couple of days after that, we're going to have the labor market, BLS labor data, unemployment, all that. So that's when we're most likely to see changes, but that's 2 weeks away. So loans closing in the next couple of weeks they're going to be long closed when we actually see any big move. You definitely want to float anything closing in August and after because we want to see what that Fed meeting, that Fed conference, the labor data. We want to see what all that brings. It could help us. So for today, the reprice risk on the day is low. It's the usual noise. Today, we're going to have different Fed speakers out there talking. We have a trio of Fed speakers. We got Austin Goolsbee, Lori Logan, Mary Daly. They're not mentioning. We're also going to see, I believe, Fed Governor Michelle Bowman. She is a big-time hawk, meaning that she'll say that she doesn't think rates should ever go down, kind of a thing. Like I don't know. I don't know where she comes from. But anyway, not really, none of it's going to make a difference. There's also 10-year treasury auction at the end of the day. Not going to matter. We got jobless claims already this morning. They did come in a little bit higher than expected, but I mean, you're talking just, again, seasonal adjustments, blah, blah, blah. It increased 20,000 to 243,000. They were forecasting 230,000. Did it have an effect on rates at all? Not really. I mean, if you go ahead and take a look this morning, you could see right here, there was a little bit of a improvement, and then it disappeared 5 minutes later. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's why we don't talk about jobless claims most of the time, because they're not really a big deal. Right now, expectations remain very much the way that they have been. No rate cuts in July, Fed rate cuts, a Fed rate cut starting in September. Again, no matter what they put in the headlines and what's on Bloomberg and Reuters and all the rest of them, Wall Street Journal, you could tell that the markets do not care about the presidential election and think that the Fed is going to have to cut rates based on data. So they also think that we're going to see a rate cut in November. 60% believe we're going to see a cut September, November, and then again in December, bringing us to 4.5. That would be three quarter point cuts. There was some nonsense about someone, saying a half a point or a 3/4 point cut. The Fed doesn't have to be anywhere near that severe, and they would not be that severe. It would put at risk that we're only seeing inflation cool in small increments. So none of this really a big deal. None of this mattering. When we look at there is one thing I did want to get your guys' opinion on, though. This bothered me. And I want, again, I know people are like, oh, don't talk politics. I'm not really talking politics. And just to be very clear, I am not I'm not a registered anything. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a hardcore Trump fan. I'm not a hardcore Biden fan. I am kind of very much neutral on a lot of this stuff. And I look at it the way it is, but things like this bother me. Trump imperial presidency looms. What is that supposed to mean? Imperial presidency. Like tell me that you're biased without telling me that you're biased, Reuters. Imperial and imperial, like, why would you use that adjective? It just doesn't really jive for me. So I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know. I'm going to go back to this screen here and I can see your comments. Hello, Mike Tebow, Steve Lacefield. What's up, Frazier? Hashtag AI my ass. Maybe you're on AI. Mike Marno said, any truth to the Wall Street Journal? Top officials suggest Fed is closer. No, they're not close. September. It's September. It's going to be September. They're laying the groundwork for September. They don't want to shake up the markets. Dan Crowley, good morning. So let me know what you guys think, though, about that headline. It really kind of bugged me, this idea. Let me see if I can do this. No, that doesn't work. I'm messing around with some of the new features on Restream. So it doesn't leave my comments up if I show the screen, which I don't really like. I'll have to play with this a little bit more. But again, they were talking about the imperial right here, Trump's imperial presidency. What is that adjective supposed to mean? What makes this an imperial presidency? I'm not really a big fan of this whole, like, again, it just shows the headlines. It shows what they're doing. They get paid for clicks. So, Biden's got COVID, supposedly. I say supposedly because there's talk that maybe he doesn't. They're pulling him out. I think that he is, and this is relevant, so we're going to talk about it. I think Biden is going to get replaced. I think that the train is building momentum. I think that he is going to be replaced. I don't think that's going to shake up markets at all. I don't think it's going to shake up bonds and mortgage-backed securities or the 10-year treasury yield or treasuries at all. So I don't think that that's going to have any effect on rates, because I've been being asked that. So Ron said it is there for low information people. We've already seen exactly what a Trump presidency would be. What makes people think he would change in a second term? I guess the argument, Ron, is that because the second term would have to be his final term, that he would have to do something like what Xi Jinping did over in China and try to change the laws so he could continue on, which is what happened over there. So that's not going to happen in America. But I think that's the argument here, but this stuff just makes me laugh when I kind of see this in here. So anyway, that's it. I've kind of stretched out as much as I can stretch this stuff out today. There's really not much to chat about. It's kind of where we're at here this morning. Tomorrow is very likely to be very similar. Again, consider locking loans that are closing by in July, by August, because there's not a lot of reason to expect any real rate improvement. And drift generally is going to put us in a position where we'd see rates and rate sheets kind of drift a little bit worse because they keep testing the same levels and not breaking through and not getting any better. So don't be afraid to lock up those loans, but anything's closing in August and after, I would absolutely be floating because I want to see, I think we're going to see rates continue to edge their way down, and I think it'll happen in fits and starts. So, all right, my friends. Well, I hope you all have a fantastic Thursday. I'm going to get to the rest of my day and let you do the same, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Make it a great day. Bye-bye.